What is going on, guys? We're back with another video with the old Miata here. That's right. Today we need to get these fender flares on. We also need to go ahead and finish up this area here, which means I need to go make a quick run to the parts store so that I can go get the bed liner paint. Let's see. Let me turn off this AC because I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it, so that means you probably could hear it. But hold on. Oi! Shit. Alright, I should shut off there in a minute. Back to what I was saying, we need to finish up that back section there with the black spray paint. Well, the rhino liner cans. And then we need to go ahead and mount our flares over here and over there, which I have here. We got the skinny one for the back. And then we have the thicker one for the front, which normally people would probably put the thicker ones in the back. But if you actually look at the stance of the car, my back wheel does not stick out as much as the front wheel. So I was hoping if I put the thicker one in the front and I put the skinny one in the back, it will somewhat even out the look when you're looking straight down at the car. Now I've already went ahead and done the other side, but I'm gonna show you that afterwards. First, let's install this, show you guys what to do if you're installing fender flares yourself, and we'll look at the whole car once it's done. But the first things first, at least that's what I did, is got myself a little drill here with a drill bit that's small, about the size of the self-tapping screws that I plan to use. Now these are for mock-up purposes because we don't have a long enough screw, but the ones we're going to use, which are right here, should be good enough to hold it in place for the time being, because I also have to take them back off, paint them black, and then install them with the right hardware. But I will be doing that once the car is at the house. So that's the plan for today. Get the drill bit, go ahead and start drilling access holes on these fender flares so that I have a little bit of a guide as I'm installing them, similar to this here, even though that's not in the middle anymore, but pretty much little holes. That way you know you drill right there and you're good to go. So the plan is this. Now that I have those drilled, now I gotta drill into the car a little bit. That way we're not going crazy. So I'm basically gonna position it in place like so. And then we're gonna go ahead and do one at a time and just keep the flare on the car as I go. So for example, I pretty much have it evened out where I want it to be, more or less. Right, I'm gonna put the camera down and I'll put you on the tripod, but I'm gonna go ahead and even it out and then focus on one hole at a time. So once I know it's in the right spot, I'll put the drill right through that, go into the body, screw it, make sure that it's tight, and then move on with the rest of them. So that's what we're gonna do now, and then we'll go ahead and move to the front of the car. So tripod time.
Keyboard warrior, ugly ass catfish. You can never act this out here, living that lavish life. You should be embarrassed, yikes. Cash in the vault, so it's safe to say your boy stay dry on the rainy days. Royal flow, put me center stage. Walk to white, bitches say my name. Coming at me, you need stamina. This ain't for amateurs, waiting for hours and hours to shine on the camera. Still got you powerless. Life is a bitch, but she look like an hourglass. Got no time for this shit. Doubling down, cause I'm trying to get rich and I'm trying to take it to another level. Got 100 bags, 400 bezels. I'm a fucking rebel. I shoot first, carry the game cause her shoes hurt. Put it all on my back, weather the storm, then make it rain till it's 3 in the morning. From dirt to rocks to private planes, home studios to live on stage. And ain't nothing changed, we've been going in since day. Loyalty pays, you've been waiting for that royalty wage. It's never gonna come, is it? Like your girl told me her digits, I'ma show her what a real man like. Plenty commas when we fly, no empty bottles day or night. For this life, just ride or die.
Young winner come fear us. I'm a god like Beros. Make my mark like over Mars. I don't see nobody coming near us. Ain't no limit where we're going now. I got women always showing now. On the viewing, any Judas Lumen make a missing. Ain't nobody kissing now. Young when a young sinner, beast when I'm done, then a head spin, a cash spin, a brother, I'm the breadwinner, bread, but I run, got a UMP, the soul son, a Johnny Glover, weapon lover, enemy, so they never bubble, whoa. My life, I'm keeping it all on the low. Who am I fucking, or you wanna know? Started this all on my own with a venomous flow, as the C to the E to the O. I came and go with the fitness.
Alright guys, so we got the flares installed. As you can see, they are on. Looking mighty fine. At least the front does. The fronts, they're one set of brand. The rears are a separate set of brand. But first, before I show you fully, I want to take care of this back here. Get this painted black. That way we have, you know, enough time to dry today. I went ahead and masked the area in the back because the last thing I want is to get overspray all the way back here. So cross your fingers, boys, cross your fingers. But yeah, I'm gonna go in there. Obviously be careful when I'm a lot closer to this side because we don't want overspray heading this way. So for the most part, when I spray, it's gonna be this general area towards the back of the car where it's all covered. And then we should be good to go. I went ahead and took the plates off for the fuel pump and the filler neck pipe that goes into the tank. I'm gonna coat this. I'll coat those, put them on top of this. That way I have a little area to coat them in. And then once everything is nice and dry, we will reinstall it. Take this, take the paper off, and I'll show you the final look more or less, obviously, because we still need to do something with the whole dash situation there. It is cracked, so I don't know if I want to keep it now, but like I said, I might get the LRB setup for the dash and the center section there, tombstone area. As far as everything else, it's going to be gutted, so we don't got to worry about it. And then the seats, like I had said before, they're a little bit, how do you say? They're a little bit crooked. They're a little bit crooked. They're not, they have lost its original OEM shape in the sense of these frames are definitely bent. So you might just make a trip out to Treasure Coast or something and get some seats if they have some that are in better condition, and then throw those in. So we'll see. But first, let's just go ahead and coat this so I can show you guys the final look, more or less.
Millions are low with to witness. Millions are low with the bank. Millions are low with the business. Can't come with me up an echelon. The real OG, the YouTube dog, fucking number one, cause I'm limitless. Don't fuck with me else I'm leaving you spiritless. Nah, nah, nah. Why is my ex trying to message? I don't wanna talk to you. Nah, nah, nah. Even this guy wants some money, you know I don't fuck with you. Nah, nah, nah. Tweeting your piece on the net, let me come there and humble you. Nah, nah, nah. I'm on a level where even the devil is scared of me. I got some enemies. Always will hate till I die, cause I fucked up that legacy, negative energies. All of the bitches I finish, I keep them in memory. Fuck all my enemies. I am the king of the sheep. You can.
Alright guys, so we're pretty much done here with the painting, as you can see. Bam, look at that. Still wet. I gotta get that cover off. I got the little covers on top of the Omni that I sprayed. Put those back on with the screws I have sitting right there. And then this area is pretty much done. Now I'm debating what to do with these seat belts. If I want to do like a harness style seat belt or just get new ones to these so it's not so crusty looking. But we'll get there when the time comes. But for now, check that out. Just check that out. Look at that. Ooh, she looking fine. Looking good right there. And then the flares came out all right, in my opinion. You see what I was talking about before. You see how the back tire is pretty much, see if I can zoom in here. Like right now, the back tire is pretty much flush with the flare. And that's with the skinny flare. So imagine if I had put this wider one in the back, then the tire would have been way more sunk in the back. So, all right, that's why I went with the wider fenders in the front here, because we still have a little bit of poke even with the wider fender flares. And then with the less wider fender flares, the skinny ones, it's pretty much, get a better view here. It's pretty much somewhat flush. Okay, it's depending on which angle you look at it. But something's going on with this quarter panel in the sense of I don't think it's 100% up to OEM shape, given that this flare here is not cooperating. So I'm gonna have to do something about getting this flare to actually work properly. And then certain sections here are a little bit they're definitely stressed. So I have an idea how to fix this. I might get like weather stripping, like a thick weather stripping, and put it on the edge. That way it kind of helps with filling the gaps. This side wasn't too bad. Same thing though, our hardware is not the greatest, so it's got a little bit of stress there. But with the weather stripping, then putting it in place once it's fully painted with the Rhino liner, I think we'll be good there. And we got to figure out what's going on with this tire, because it is way too close to this here, and it looks like it's like that. Basically, it's not sitting straight. So we got to figure out what's going on with that. Maybe something's bent down there that I haven't seen yet. But the front's not too bad. They're actually pretty, other than this part here in the front, at the very top, it's pretty close gap. So no real groove there. And then we have a little groove here. But again, with the weather stripping, that should help it fill in the gaps and look somewhat normal. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it as far as this go, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. We got pretty much as far as I'm gonna get when it comes to having the car in the shop. The next step, like I said, is gonna be to take this car to the house, and then we can get started on the Omni, take that apart, send that to paint, and then figure out when that's gonna be back. But so that's gonna be worked on in the background. Once I get the car back from paint, then I'll start releasing videos on it. That way it's not a couple videos and then the car disappears. I'd rather get it back from paint, film some videos of it, taking it apart and stuff, figuring out what to do with it, send it to paint, get it back from paint. That way when we're putting the car back together, then I'll start releasing videos on the Omni, and we'll go from there, guys. But that's the plan. Like I said, I'm not gonna be making a whole lot of videos just because between full-time job and then some of these projects are gonna take a little bit longer. So just makes no sense trying to rush videos for no reason. We'll just keep it at that for now. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think it came out pretty well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. From what it used to be, I'll insert a picture here, to now, I think this thing has come a long way. And then the next step, obviously when it's at home, I have the Dremel. We'll cut this so it can kind of look nice, and we won't have this dangling thing here in the bottom. We'll fix that up. We'll fix this up, right? Make sure this is attached once again. And then the new top, which I have in the office, but we'll take that home. And then the dash and all that stuff will be V3 of the car. V3 of the car, we're gonna definitely step it up as far as the off-road look, but V2 right now, this is V2 for me. V2 is looking good. We can have a little fun with it. Yeah, I like it. I like it, guys, I like it. It's come a long way. I've never Rhino line anything to this extent, so I'm pretty happy with the results. Pretty much, listen, if I can do it, anybody can do it. As far as if you have a weekend, a couple friends, enjoy the time, do it, and just let it sit. And you'll be amazed by what you can do, guys. But yeah, easy enough. We'll get this done. I'm gonna paint the windshield, these shits. I'll paint those at the house, make sure they look refurbished again. And then we'll figure out the rest of the interior, but that'll be down the road, guys. Anyways, if you like this video, you know what to do. Hit a like, hit a comment. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
She loving the fact I'm American. They tell me that I need a therapist, and lately I've been acting arrogant.
I've been in the car doing it my way, pushing, flipping triple digits on the highway. We could probably take it back to my place, and I'll show you what it's like to live with my name.
Yeah. They try to tell me that I never listen. Always been the type to make my own decisions. Never been the type to live in fear. Now I'm making money from my intuition. Like damn, better know when I'm in. I've been coming through hot, finna know when I land. I've been getting more known from the old to Japan.